When did you leave?
December 81.
Why?
It's time to go.
Would you tell me a little bit more about that? I mean, I believe what you're saying, but not everybody knows the Gerry Armstrong story, and I think a lot of people will find the details most interesting.
Well, I came to the point, I guess a couple of weeks prior to that, and I had been very vocal on the subject of the lives, Hubbard's lives, the organization's lives, and the organization's activities. And my vocalness had come to the attention of Norman Starkey. Norman Starkey at that time was on a mission operated by David Miscavige, the purpose of which was to take care of Hubbard's legal problems so that he could come out of hiding. And Starkey one day came into my area, Hubbard Archives area, and we had a conversation. And he accused me of saying things about Hubbard which were untrue. And one of the things he said was, Starkey wanted to charge the PRs through the ages with creating the lies, which I had documented.
Now, hadn't that happened to a large extent? Didn't Lizzie and Laurel, for a period of time, I don't know what happened to the whole thing, but they took the fall that they had made it up and they had written these falsehoods about L. Ron Hubbard.
But they weren't around in 1950 and 1952 and 1955.
No, but they were the ones who were, they had written down the biographical information on L. Ron Hubbard, how it was dictated to them by L. Ron Hubbard,
but they
from my
were,
recollection.
but they were not there. If you look at, what's the book, on the atom bomb, the nuclear physicist book, all about radiation. If you look at that book, and if you look at the bulletins that were written in that era, it says L. Ron Hubbard, a nuclear physicist. Lizzie wasn't there. Laurel wasn't there.
That's so true.
How can you say, I mean, it's like one thing to make those people scapegoats, but those people weren't there in 56. Laurel wasn't old enough to be there in 56.
Right.
She was in our generation. I mean, you know, we're the 60s. We're the baby boomers.
And Lizzie certainly wasn't there either.
Anyway, what I did was show Starkey in Hubbard's handwriting where he had called himself a nuclear physicist. And Starkey just went silent and stormed out. And a short time later, I was called out to Gilman Hot Springs.
Do you think he had a major ARC break?
No, I think that he recognized that everything that he had put his life into for so many years and had done so many rotten things and attacked so many people in defense of, that he saw that hung in the balance and he had to go one way or another. And so he chose to close his mind. And he wrote to the one of the executives on Gilman Hot Springs, and requested that I be checked.
This is a Golden Studios. We're Golden Studios.
Right, but at that time, I'm not sure what
No,
it is now.
because it's at Gilman.
CMO headquarters.
This is at La Quinta.
No, this is Gilman.
Oh, this is Gilman.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is CMO headquarters in any case. And so I was called to Gilman, and I spoke to Sarah Slevin, and she asked me about, she actually showed me Starkey's report on me. And I said that, you know, I was quite open with her.
Now, Starkey reported that you had fabricated this information?
No. Starkey reported that I was criticizing Hubbard and he wanted to find out what I had been saying and what documents I had been giving to Omar Garrison, because I'm working closely with Garrison, and if I'm giving Garrison documents showing that L. Ron Hubbard claimed to be a nuclear physicist, and L. Ron Hubbard lied about being a nuclear physicist, and Starkey knew about many more lies.
The cat would be out of the bag.
Right, so they wanted to keep a lid on it. Because his job, of course, is to continue the myth of L. Ron Hubbard. Starkey's put a whole life into doing that. He's dedicated to that illusion.
Starkey got into Scientology in the 60s in South Africa.
Right.
So he's been in a long time, probably 30 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time to put in, at that point, 20 years.
Right. And he was in a position of power, and he liked those positions of power. And this is, of course, some kind of a threat. I mean, here's just some guy down there making all kinds of noise and essentially calling L. Ron Hubbard a liar.
You know, one of the things that always thought about in Scientology was isness, also isness, and not isness. And it says, in order for something to survive or continue, there has to be a lie in it. And the question that always came to my mind, the first question that always came to my mind is, for Scientology to continue, it must have a lie, because it says so right here. In order for anything to continue, it has to have a lie. So I always wondered what the lie in Scientology was.
The lie is Hubbard's philosophy. Hubbard's philosophy is flawed. It is a corrupt, dishonest philosophy, and he was a corrupt and dishonest man.
That's heavy stuff. That's heavy stuff for a person who's been loyal.
That which will survive is that which can never be altered. That which is altered and that which is hence unreal, that which is a lie, will not persist. Now you can try, and Hubbard can try, but you will not get lies to persist.
That's true, because there's always some truth under there, and they'll pull the truth out. They spoke lies.
The truth will be there no matter what you do with it.
We need to go eat lunch, dinner.
Oh, okay.
I think that you have an appointment.
Yes.
Before we do that, let me ask you two quick questions.
Okay.
You left in 81.
Right.
You were sued in 84.
82.
82.
Gerry?
You went to trial in 84.
Right.
We should just pick this up.
We will.
Okay.
We will. But I just want to get this on there. They lost the suit against you.
Right.
In
Big
86.
time.
In 86. They sued you in 82, went to trial in 84. In 86, they settled out of court with you for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If my sources are correct, and you don't need to verify or at all, if you want to, it's fine. There's no reason for you to do anything. If my sources are correct, you got $800,000. Scientology paid you $800,000 because you knew the truth about L. Ron Hubbard. You knew the truth. And you have been harassed, you've been followed, you've been lied about, you've had people watch you 24 hours a day for weeks on end. You've had to go through extreme mental pressure. Yesterday, even Ingram said things to you like, "Gosh, Gerry, you look like you have AIDS," when in fact you're a very healthy person and you're a marathon runner. It's
Right.
settlement aside, but these other things are correct.
Right.
These guys are still harassing you.
Right.
And you were a loyal seer. Never in your wildest dreams did you think, when you got into Scientology and you dedicated your life to this, that ever they would put you in this position.
Right.
Thanks. Could we continue this?
Yeah.
Thanks.